That's right, people. No need to refresh the website, no need to get your eyes checked. We're in teams. You know what that means. The man, the myth, the legend himself, AB21 is among us. That's right, my boy has made his seasonal return, as he calls it. The only reason why he decided to come onto the game, well, actually, no. He just texted me out of the blue and said, Vigor, and I said, okay. So here we are. Actually, damn, let me reverse that one more time. I told him about the carnages. The revolver carnages, because they were going to know when this video was recorded. And he said, alright, let me try. So what ended up happening was we tried to sync drop revolver carnages because, well, it'll be fun. And of course, y'all like to see AB21 teabag me because he shot me in the head with a 629. I mean, sounds fun, right? But what actually ended up happening was we couldn't sync drop it. You know why? Because the revolver carnages happened on one map for 3 hours straight. There is no seconds we could mark off. It was just like 2 hours and 45 minutes. No seconds. So we had to rely on each other to sync drop it. Didn't work out. Anyway, encounter. I'm going to fuck up immediately by doing this. That was the domino effect for the rest of this damn encounter. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen here, because I can remember the party chat between himself and I. So I'm telling AB21 to run, because currently, my boy is getting aimed at. And he's telling me the guy that I shot at is trying to hit him. All I'm trying to tell him to do is run.
Preparation is not a choice.
And he's looking at the guy aiming at him. And you hear the guy shooting at him. And I'm asking my boy, is it a duo or just a single person? He doesn't know. But I do know now, because you saw the glint I just seen. There's a guy prone where I just aimed at. The problem is I can't see him. So, what I decided to do is get a bit closer. But notice how I go prone right here. I go prone because I don't want that enemy team to notice me. There's a guy to my right shooting. Don't worry, we're going to look at him right here. It's funny, as soon as I look, I stop seeing him. But there's a guy on that hill. I'm telling AB21, there's a guy right there. And I'm kind of thinking, I see the tracer rounds going out. And I ask AB21, is that your mortar strike? And he says, no. He's already off the hill. So that guy right there I just aimed at and this man right here are actually not a part of a team. Interesting. And you see he's still shooting. At what? The guy that I seen with glint. But with that would be weird if that was the case. And then my boy gets shot at. And hit. He's still alive. No one gets hit with an L96 and lives to tell the tale. The guy who's aiming at him is right there. And you see I want to shoot myself. But AB21 took a shot at himself too. So I am just going to relocate. Because I'm thinking right now we are stuck in a three-way battle. The guy who shot at AB21 and hit him. The guy who's shooting at the guy that I seen. I said guy 3 times in that their passage, didn't I? Exactly. We're in a three-way battle. So once again, I'll tell AB21, follow me. We're going to relocate. All we're going to do, relocate, reassess, and try to find out who was where and why are they there. You know what I'm saying? Actually, plot twist, homeboy, my boy, is doing circles. At least that's what it appeared to be. Nah, he's actually doing shit. Okay, so, we are out of harm's way. For now. But that's when they hit the detector. Now, I don't think I showed y'all the map. But the detector is at that camp. You know, the camp that's in this here general direction? Yeah, that camp. Where the tents are and that that one toolbox you might find a transmitter in. Yeah, that camp. So, here's what we do know. There are 3 guys there. One just hit the detector. Alright. Now that one guy who hit the detector, notice he's not being shot at. So that just means either A, he's wearing dark clothes and nobody can see him, or B, he's already moving to try to find somebody. If B's true, then why isn't he shooting? Probably because, I don't know, some people watched him hit the detector and they already moved? You know what I'm saying? Just possibilities. So, I go prone. AB21 goes prone behind me. Now he's going prone. There we go. My boy says, hey, I can still hear a guy in my left ear. And I say, really? He says, yes. And he says, there's your proof. I'm like, okay, bet. I'm going this way. AB21 says, and I quote, I'm going after the guy on the hill. And I say, what? He said, yeah. And I'm like, my boy, if you do that, the guy who just shot at the guy on the hill is going to see you. But that's when I see the guy. And I'm watching him get shot at. Notice what AB21 is going to do. He is beneath him. He tells me that he hears and sees the guy. You see him right there. And he's getting shot at. And that, my dear people, what you just witnessed, was AB21 getting a headshot. Now, why did my boy body fling up like that? I don't know. But, now, we progress forward with the match. AB21 tells me, there's a guy right there on that ping. And I say, okay. Ping one more time for me? Alright, bet. Now, I'm underneath the assumption there's a guy right there. What I need to do is get to an angle where I can see him and he don't see me, and I can line up a nice clean body shot. That's what I want to do. Now notice how AB21 is kind of sitting still for a little bit. That's because he sees the guy. I don't. Now I'm going to trust my guy here, and I'm going to say to myself, okay, someone's there. I don't see him, but my boy does. What do I do in this scenario? Run around like a headless chicken to see if I see Glint. Because right now, I can't see a damn thing. But AB21's over there, and he's also not getting shot at. Huh. Maybe there's no one there? Question mark. Here's where things get a bit spooky. AB21 says, I'm gonna go loot the guy that I just killed. And I'm like, brother, okay, look, I know you just got a headshot, but think about this. You just seen the guy getting shot at. If you go up there, you are going to be next. And he says, you know what, bruh? You're right, but what if I go prone? Crawl my way up the hill. And I say, yeah, okay. That can work too. But if you do that, let me know before you do, because I'm going to look at the ridge lines to see if I see any glint. That's the plan. And right now, he's checking on the bushes saying clear and clear. And I'm like, all right, cool, let me check with you. Wait, no, don't go up there. You know why? I see a dude. Y'all probably can't. But way in the distance, where there's snow on the hills, I'm watching a guy run from left to right. Jet, we can't see him. Scope in. No, you motherfucker. Because then he will see my glint. Y'all are just going to have to trust me. There is a guy all the way over there where there's snow on top of those ridgelines. And I'm scared for my life for AB21. But that's when someone hits the detector again. Now, it can't be the guy that I just seen because I just seen him. So who else would it be? Can't be AB21 because he'll tell me if he did. Now, my boy been out the frame for a minute, but I'm kind of clenching my fist hoping that my boy don't get shot at.
The plane is coming, airdrop.
Okay, now we're over here. AB21, I believe, is still on that hill. I believe. In a minute, we're going to check. I'm staring dead at the detector, and my boy is on that hill still. I'm staring dead at that detector. I don't see a single thing. I don't. But my boy, AB21, says, bro, I'm getting aimed at. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, can you point him out to me? He says, if I do, I might get headshotted. Now I'm like, shit. Okay, and I ask him, all right, well, where is he? He says, on that ridge line, the guy that you said earlier. And I'm like, okay. Notice how things go quiet. Because everyone is trying to see, if not spot, everyone else. And there you go. There's your proof. AB21 says, there's your proof. I'm like, bet. Okay. I'm going to try to close the distance. Yes, I know. I'm a psychopath. All I have is an M82 and nothing else. I know. He's still aiming at him, my boy tells me. I say, okay. Now let's think. If I were aiming at somebody who was on a hill, I would be prone, wouldn't I? Okay, if I'm prone, and we hear how quiet the map is, maybe I better slow down with my approach. Oh, he's approaching me. That's a problem. And I'm like, bro, look right here. He's on the way. He's coming. And AB21 is like, okay, I'm looking. I'm hearing this guy the entire head-ass time. Entire time. But we don't see him, do we? Yeah, that's because he's behind the ridgeline and not on top of the ridgeline. So I'm looking, because I know I heard him. My ears don't fail me. He was loud as shit just now. Relatively speaking, because you hear how quiet the match is. I'm looking. Oh, no, don't see him yet. He's here. Where's he at, you might ask? Well, hold on. I know he's here. He just shot. Damn, I still don't see him. Oh. Is that him? Yes, it is. And he's still aiming at my boy. Okay. All I need to do now is keep calm and make sure. There he is, right there. Keep calm. Don't miss. You see, people, the beautiful thing about teams is you're not facing one person, you're facing two. It's actually deeper than that. You're not getting spotted by one pair of eyes. You're getting spotted by two. You're not shooting at one person, you're shooting at two. Even though those two people might be yards away, hundreds of yards away for that matter. If they have good comms and they know where each other is at, and they can picture where each other is at, you're facing two different people. They just have the same brain in different places. Now, AB21 asked me, where's his box at? And now I'm like, right there. Look what you need. My boy says, and I quote, I'm not going over there to loot. I'm like, brother, don't tell me you're about to do what I think you're about to do. Man, hold on. Let me get his box is right here. Let me get a good ass shot because if you die because you're teabagging somebody on a damn ridgeline in broad, well, not broad daylight, more like lit moonlight, I need to see it. Look at him. People, if you don't know who AB21 is, this is AB21. The man, the myth, the legend himself, the man who will talk shit whenever he beats somebody, the man who absolutely despises clans in this here game, the man who will headshot somebody and then teabag him for about a good 3 minutes because he was trying to kill him for about a good 6 minutes. That's the kind of guy he is. To put it to you in perspective, in IRL, in real life kind of terms, he put me onto NBA Youngboy. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's all. It's kind of funny how we work, like our dynamic, because he is very good at eliminations. I suck at elims. He does his best in shootouts. You see how I play shootouts. I like to stay far away, watch people in this here game, see what they do, and then pick them off one by one. My boy will absolutely mag dump in someone's general direction because he sees them. It's funny how we work out. It's so damn funny. So he is running down toward that exit. I am running up toward this exit. And it's right about here when I realize we could have gotten an airdrop. And AB21 is like, oh my god, what is that red stuff? And I say, brother, that is radiation. He says, bro, that's cool as shit. And I say, yes, it is. I'm telling y'all, developers, like improve the actual gameplay. You know, the part where you actually play the game, and you can retain some older players. You can, because he hasn't played this game in like the previous season, and he comes back and he says, "Wow, that radiation looks scary." Imagine, yeah, that's how you retain players, not by selling plans, but by improving the actual gameplay. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, people, that was the seasonal return of AB21. If you want to leave any messages to him, be sure to drop them in the comment section down below, as he might read them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Until then, peace.